Tell you what, let's go ahead now and move on to our new material for today's lesson, telling time. Now, when we think about time, time can be divided into small units like seconds and minutes and hours, or into larger units like days and weeks and months and years. We're going to start our discussion of time by looking at the smaller units, which is telling time like on a watch. Let's go ahead and start. Este es un reloj. Este es un reloj. And there's my demonstrative pronoun. This is a clock. Okay. Now let's look at the time. Es la una. Es la una. Can you tell what time it is? Okay, look at the sentence. And the sentence says, it is the one. It is the one. And that's how they say, it's 1 o'clock. Now look at this one. Son las dos. Son las dos. Okay, what time is it now? Okay, now, since we're talking about more than one, our verb is in the plural. And this would translate as, they are two. They are the two, or it's 2 o'clock. Look at this one. Son las tres. Son las tres. Okay, now I imagine that you're getting the hang of this by now, right? How would you say this time in Spanish? You see the clock there? Go ahead and say it out loud. Did you say, son las cuatro? Son las cuatro. Okay. Well, that's the same way you continue to tell time on the hour all the way through 12. You can even do that with a 24-hour clock. You could say it is the 16. Son las 16. Now, half an hour is called media. Media is half. Media hora, half an hour. Okay. Now, that word hour, hora, is pretty much of a cognate. Hora, hour. You see the similarity? So, to name this time, you see what time it is? Okay. In Spanish, you will say, son las 6:30. Son las 6:30. They are the 6:30. Or it's 6:30. Okay. Look at this one. What time does this one say? Can you say that out loud in Spanish right now? Did you say, son las 10:30? Son las 10:30. It is 10:30, or they are the 10:30. It's 10:30. What about this one? Look at this one. Did you say it out loud? Did you say, es la 1:30? Okay. Do you see how we use the singular verb es again? Because it's 1. 15 minutes. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. In English, we say it's 5:15 or it's 5:15. The Spanish word for quarter is a cognate, cuarto. Can you guys say that? Cuarto. Now, our word for quarter actually comes from the same root word as four in Spanish, because it is 1/4. You see that? A fourth? Cuatro, cuarto. Okay, so now look at this. To say this time, you see what time it is? You will say, son las 9:15. 9 and 15. minutes. Or you can say, son las 9:15. They are the 9:15. 9:15. So, look at this one. Did you see this time? You can say this time in two ways. Can you try to say them both now? You could say, son las 12:15. Son las 12:15. Or another way to say this is, son las 12:15. Son las 12:15. Now, look at this time. There are also two ways to say this time. You can say, son las 5:45. You can say 5:45. Or you can say, son las 6 menos cuarto. So essentially you're saying it's 6 minus that quarter. So it's quarter till 6. Okay? I'd like you guys to try one. Look at this clock. Do you see what time it is? Can you say this in two ways? Okay? You can say, es la 1:45. It is 1:45. And the other way is, you could say, son las 2 menos cuarto. It's 2 minus a quarter. Now, here are a couple of more vocabulary words that are useful when talking about time. Repitan todos. Segundo. Minuto. Hora. Now, all of those are cognates, so they should be pretty easy to guess what they are and really easy to recall, right? Now, here are some more words that you may need. The morning is referred to as mañana. So if you're talking about 8 o'clock in the morning, you will say, son las 8 de la mañana. Son las 8 de la mañana. They are the 8 of the morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. The afternoon is la tarde. Can you say that? La tarde. Now, this looks like the word for being late to class or to an appointment, tardy, right? So if you're talking about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you say, son las 4 de la tarde. Son las 4 de la tarde. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, the word for night is noche. Noche, can you say that? So how will you say, it is 9 o'clock at night? It is 9 o'clock at night. Say it out loud. Son las 9 de la noche. Son las 9 de la noche. How about 9 o'clock in the morning? Say that out loud. Son las 9 de la mañana. All right. Well, we'll practice this some more on our activity sheet for today's lesson. And this is a really easy thing for you to practice on your own. Every time that you look at a clock, hey, try to say the time in Spanish.